Going live. You're live, my screen says. All right. Is everybody watching the live Texas State Securities Board versus TEXITcoin MINETXC, Blockchain Mint, and Robert J. Gray? Welcome, TEXITcoin family. That's right. You're at home here. I'm Ricky. I'm just doing my thing. I can't be as cool as Ric Flair or as smart as Bobby Gray or as creative as Matty Allen, but I'm here. I'm like you, just common people who found a great opportunity and are enjoying the ride. So if you're enjoying the ride, you're in the right place. Let's enjoy it together. I'm not going to keep you long because I want to watch this trial. I've been watching it this morning, and I thought, hey, let's watch it together. So I'm going to turn this up and watch for a minute, and I'll be back to talk.
Let's go off the record. It looks like the video is on, but the camera is not working.
See, there's a lot of these kind of things right here.
Like a little thing.
I just checked it.
I
just checked it.
The prosecution attorneys are not prepared at all. It's common. This is what prosecution attorneys do all the time. It's just waste time. They're professionals at wasting time in the courtroom. They know that time is money.
Because you need to see me.
But these guys have been so bad. If you check the judge's attitude,
I think the big camera is picking him up when he's speaking.
Yeah.
So
as much as she wants to support the prosecution attorney,
so a purchaser could receive TXC even though all the hash power allocated to that purchaser was not.
But anyway, this is proof of work.
So a purchaser can receive TXC.
That's what.
Even though all the hash power allocated to that purchaser was not actually installed and operating, correct?
That's correct. Once the purchaser paid and they were set up in the system, they would begin.
Yeah. Uninstalled hash power performs no computations, correct?
I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Can you rephrase it?
Uninstalled hash power or uninstalled ASICs perform no computations, correct?
He doesn't know how to ask the questions any better than he knows how to present the information for the public.
The exact same question with us.
I changed it to A6. He knows what I'm talking about.
Your Honor, I object.
Okay.
It's been that way the whole time.
If you understand the question, you may answer. If not, he can clarify.
Not prepared.
What it sounds like I'm being asked is if a computer that's not plugged in does any kind of computational work, and the answer to that is no.
This is how this has gone. Bobby Gray has had to
yet the purchaser can still receive TXC
for them just so he can answer it.
When a purchaser completes their payment and is set up in our system, they begin receiving their TXC.
And the TXC being distributed necessarily came from the mining capacity that was actually operating, correct?
Could you repeat that question as well?
The TXC that purchaser is being distributed comes from the mining capacity that was actually operating, correct?
Again, prosecution attorney can't even form a freaking sentence.
So where's their TXC coming from?
On the bottom.
Not
that's
from
Bobby
the
Perry.
uninstalled ASICs and not from the operating ASICs.
Prepared, quick. Bobby Gray, you know he's a student.
Well, the network produces TXC on a daily basis. And the amount of TXC that's produced is not always directly related to the amount of hash power. But the mine would pay out TXC based on the miner's purchases and mining hash power that they were rewarded, not the fluctuating hash power of the mine at any time.
And not the hash power that they had been specifically allocated, correct?
That's how it worked in the very beginning until we switched over to the L7s and the L9s.
And that's when it changed to shares or
those
seats,
are the
That's when it changed to seats.
Actual
Correct.
mines, the computers, L7.
So what the
L9,
purchaser
they talked
supplied
about
was
it
money
earlier.
to purchase the mining package, correct?
One of the
Purchaser
reasons I'm
supplied
talking over
money
is I'm trying to keep
for the purchase of a
YouTube
mining
from
package.
thinking this is a copyright or
Correct.
stopping this video. This is not used by permission. It's public. I'm using it as public, and I'm speaking over it.
You testified yesterday that purchasers often pay for promoting the mining
Go over to the
operation.
live feed without
Did purchasers
stopping.
directly pay for the airport advertisements?
Sometimes, yes.
The money went straight from them to the airport, the electronic sign company?
Sometimes, yes.
And the billboards
Yes, that as well.
and the wrapped luxury cars?
Yes, that's correct.
And they were reimbursed for the wrapped luxury cars, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Affiliates also use QR codes to sell mining packages, correct?
I don't know all the different ways that they used or didn't use QR codes, but I would guess that some of them had a QR code with some sort of information.
So yeah, this is proof of work.
Did you or your
TEXITcoin.
enterprise ever create QR codes for affiliates to use in their promotions?
I'm going to be nice and say it's also proof of unpreparedness on behalf of the state of Texas. State of Texas.
You testified yesterday that help desk was a separate website and you didn't write anything that went on there. But then you also testified
there is no part there.
You did write an article on there and it was directly linked to MINETXC, correct?
Objection, mischaracterized
Bobby
the
Gray,
testimony. He
it's
said he didn't
all
write
he's
all of the
prepared
content,
because
not
his
any of the
heart is
content.
in what he's doing.
Okay.
State of Texas, these are people who got better things to do than to be here. So does Bobby, but he doesn't mind being here because honest money is empowering. It's truth. It's empowering.
All right. Yesterday, Mr. Gray, you described the core work of the mine as
TEXITcoin,
processing transactions and proof of work mining. Is that correct?
World.
That's correct.
And you suggested that operating the mine is essentially purchasing equipment and plugging it in, correct?
Well, there's quite a bit of work that goes into operating the mine, paying the electric bill and filtering the oil and making sure that the site stays secure. But as far as actual mining itself, once you program a rig and drop it in the oil, plug it into the network and make sure that it comes online, that's about it.
Facility or the property to
blah blah
do the mining.
blah 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 blah
Yes.
blah blah.
No, the blockchain protocol does not make those decisions.
And the mining
Is that what
package
you're
purchasers
asking?
don't make those
Here,
decisions, do
let
they?
me rephrase your question correctly.
Sometimes
if
they
you'd been
do.
prepared, you might would have asked it this way. Is that it? Okay, now I can answer the freaking question.
All right, Mr. Gray, you
Yeah,
testified
rephrase
about
it.
hundreds of system operation.
I
Just
didn't
over
get one.
50,000.
I asked. Anyway, I'm here with all my love.
that could be transferred to another person, correct?
Your Honor, I'm going to object on scope and relevance. There is no allegation in the cease and desist order that any sale or transfer of mining seats themselves were
It's
part
like
of an
this
investment
all
contract.
day.
That is not relevant to the cease and desist whatsoever.
I like this Avi part.
Your Honor, it is relevant.
I
but
like
the entire
Bobby
premise
Ray's
is whether this was a security or
A
not.
little
For
snippet
the whole day yesterday,
when they're obviously
Respondents Council made a deal that the only thing they get when
rephrase
they
their
give money
questions and
is
show their
TXC.
idiocy. Again, first time I've used that word. I've been
But
just trying to leave it.
there is a cease and
kindly
desist
at
order
the
that
state of
provides notice
Texas.
of
This
allegations. There's a notice
prosecution
here.
is not
There is
prepared.
the cease and desist
So
order
this is
frankly doesn't
proof
even
of
use the
lack
word
of
investment
preparation
contract.
on the
Doesn't
state of
describe
Texas
it,
part,
but
and
there is
possibly,
no allegation
evidently,
whatsoever.
also
We are on notice
railroading.
of for purpose of this
And
hearing.
it's proof
that
of
they might
hurt on the
construe
state of Texas.
Somebody's sale
Shout
of
out
a
to
mining
Ari,
package
Avi,
itself
Perry.
to someone who's interested in buying that package as a securities transaction.
I'm going to overrule the objection. And
Overrule,
then,
overrule. That's
let's
called
take a break after the
railroad.
next couple of questions.
Okay, I just got a few more on this section. Okay,
How about we waste some more time trying to present some information? The number of the beast. 6, 6, 6.
Okay, I've read it.
okay.
Anyway,
So in this section, MINETXC was addressing purchasers considering a refund,
this is a
correct?
cold coin. TEXITcoin cold coin.
That
This
sounds
is what
correct.
you get with your share.
And MINETXC told those
Be able to
purchasers that waiting a
access
few
your-
weeks often allowed them to sell their position at a profit, correct?
Yes, that's what it says.
Here's
And
another
MINETXC said that position could be sold, correct?
shout out to
Yes, that's correct.
TEXITcoin Ranger
Specifically
Jason
for
Birch,
a profit, correct?
who I am under, who is also under Jay
Well, it says that it
Horton
could
and
be
Eddie Allen.
sold at a profit.
Jason hooked me up with this one. It's a cold coin on this.
It actually says
very
waiting a few weeks
informative,
often allowed them to sell their
rare
position at a profit.
future of money.
But when a purchaser sold that position, they weren't selling an ASIC miner, were they?
No, that's correct.
And they weren't transferring physical mining equipment, were they?
That is correct.
The equipment remained under the control of the mining operation, correct?
Not all the time, but most of the time that's correct.
When a purchaser sold their mining seat, sometimes the mining equipment left the operation. Is that your testimony?
Well, the testimony is that, like we just discussed, hundreds of people had their mining equipment at home. So if they sold that, they could transfer that physical hardware.
And I'm not talking, for this question, I'm not talking about home miners. I'm talking about a mining package or a mining seat.
Well, they were often the same thing.
Okay, but for this question, I'm only talking about the other 54,500 people that were miners in your operation.
Oh, I'd like to get a clarification on those numbers. Can you say how many people were mining at home?
You said earlier about 500, so I just subtracted the 500 from the miners. Either way, I'm talking about people who did not have home miners.
Okay, so some people had home miners. We had about 50,000 miners. I think the exact number is like 50,007 or 50,008. So if you subtract out the 2 or 3 or 4 or 500 that were mining at home with hardware that we supplied, then can you repeat the question under that context, please?
It's when they sold that position, the equipment remained under the control of the mining operation, correct?
Yes, if they were not mining at home with their own hardware that we sent them, then the mining equipment would have stayed at our data centers.
What changed when they sold that? What changed when they sold that position was the person entitled to the benefits
brochures don't
associated
change.
with that mining package.
I've got a real nice brochure here that was entered into
Well,
witness.
we weren't really involved in
That's a
those
yes or no.
transactions.
That's a yes or no question.
entered in
Mr. Gray.
as evidence yesterday.
What
What was
changed
the answer?
when they sold their position
This was entered
was the
in
person entitled to the benefits
Evidence.
associated with that mining package, correct?
as well as this was entered
It's
in
hard to
as
say
evidence.
because we weren't involved in that. So it could have gone,
This is the your
I
journey
don't know what the
begins now. This is what
benefits
was
would have
sent to
been
you.
transferred from one person to another. But the assumption would be that the TXC that pays out from the mine would go to the new purchaser of that.
And that needed to be
Hopefully.
changed by somebody at MINETXC, correct?
No, that's not correct.
I apologize for talking over. I'm doing it
So
on
if
purpose.
two guys on the
You should
street
watch this live,
sold each other a
on the
mining
other
package, but
YouTube
didn't tell
channel,
anybody in the back office.
but I'm trying to
TXC would
record
still
some
show
of
up?
it so some people can watch it later.
Well, they would go into their
this
back
evening
office and they
or
would put in
tomorrow.
the new
We'll
person's
see
information
if
and hit
YouTube
save.
allows it to stay. But anyway, when you signed up,
And what about the
they,
assignment of the hash power?
share.
The new
Remember
person
on
would
the
put in
rocket
their
ship, this is
own
what you
wallet
would
for
get in the
that
mail
hash
is
power.
your
They'd have to update
cold
the server to pay out to that new
storage coin.
wallet.
and then
So it is your testimony today that
beginner's
no
booklet.
volunteer, Bobby Bestie, anybody paid by you ever entered information into the back office when people sold each other mining packages
No,
or
that's
their
not
positions?
my testimony is that I wasn't involved in that kind of thing. So I don't know who did it,
Mhm.
but I know that it was always,
I didn't do it.
it wasn't something that was always done by our team. In fact, we
And
frowned
I
upon it.
don't know.
Because we can never be sure if
no.
someone was contacting us
But I
and
didn't
asking us to
do
make a
it.
change to the account fraudulently.
Nope, I didn't
Right.
do it.
So it isn't accurate
Not
to say
this
that after paying the purchase price,
time.
all the purchaser had was that day's TXC, is it?
Innocent.
I'm sorry, it is not accurate to say. What
That
again? I'm
after
sorry.
paying it isn't accurate to say that after paying the purchase price, all the purchaser had was that day's TXC, is it?
Y'all like my business card?
Well, economically it is,
Contact
but
me
we
if you
talked
have
yesterday
any
about
questions
community benefits
about
and education
TEXITcoin.
resources that they had access
That's
to.
not what I'm
and-
asking you about.
Also,
That's not
you
what I'm
can
asking you
leave
about.
questions in the comments.
I get that
I
Mr. Hines
will
doesn't
answer.
like the answers, but the witness is entitled to finish answering his question.
I asked him a yes or no question.
As am I,
Yes or
without being
no?
objected,
Yes or
and
no?
interrupted time after
I
time.
had this made up.
Okay,
This is
so
a
Mr. Gray, you just answered the question asked.
QR code.
And if
that
Mr.
leads
Perry
you to
needs
my
to
old
follow up on that
page.
question, he will
I'm a
have a
little
chance to do
frustrated.
so
It
in
needs to lead to my
cross-examination. So
page
just
still.
listen to the question. If you
I
don't
put these
understand
up
it, ask
all
for
over
clarification,
downtown
but please
Cleveland,
focus on
downtown
answering the question
Waxahachie,
asked.
downtown Mansfield, downtown.
Let's take a break. I
Arlington.
think we're
Okay.
I put 1,000 of these
okay, we're off the
stickers
record. Let's come
all
back
over
at
town.
10:45
all over
and we're
town.
off the
Even
record. Oh,
Deep
I already
Ellum.
said we're off the record. Okay.
Never got one response
Thank you.
directly. Just like I never got one, what do you call it? What do you call it? Lead. You know, when someone calls in and says, hey, I'm interested in TEXITcoin. Someone just got all of those sales. None of those ups calls is what we call it in sales, if you know anything about sales. And that's my one biggest complaint, because I'll promise you, to the people who were mining and active, if they would have just got one or two up call type sales, it would have motivated them to pull out all the stops, because I agree 100% that anyone who invested who didn't have the money to invest in what Bobby Gray proof of work has clearly stated here today and yesterday is that it's a risk. It's a risk reward. We've always known that. So nobody should have invested if you weren't willing and able to take the risk. But for those who did take a little bit of a risk, for real, just a little bit. I know a little bit about sales, and I know a little bit about human psychology, and you have to siphon the pump. You know, you have to get that suck going, whether you like it or not. You know, it's part of the process. And in my little world, that did not happen at all. To the, you know, for what it's worth, what actually happened was I was out hustling and passing out cards and making connections. And then I would notice 2 different times that those people would be signed up under someone else instead of me. And how that happens, I don't know. You know, again, I'm not complaining. As I say that here right now, I didn't complain then. I'm not complaining now. It's part of this type of huge growth. But yeah, the upsells, up leads, you know, that's a real important process of any sales, you know, circumstances. And I know I was #1 in sales in Yellow Page advertisement, #1 in sales in the nation in 125 markets. So I know what it takes. Blah, 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 blah. I sound like the prosecution attorney now, don't I? Anyway, hey, thank you very much for being here from the bottom of my heart. Wahoo! Like I said, I'm not as cool as Ric Flair. I'm not as smart as the fearless leader of TEXITcoin, Bobby Gray. And I'm nowhere near as creative as art director, social media badass, outlaw, Matty Allen. But hey, I'm Rick E. Warden. I'm like you. I just stumbled upon this great opportunity, and I want to have a good time enjoying the ride and, you know, see it become a greater opportunity. So let's all do that together. I believe wholeheartedly. If we'll just jump in together and enjoy the process, it'll make this fun ride even funner, even more fun. All right, so I'll be back as long as I'm able. I paint a house tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, so I don't think I'll be here. So I will probably pop back on tonight. I invite you to be here with me. Hopefully, YouTube will see this video as a review, a commentary, not theft or what do you call it? Whatever it is. Anyway, I got to go. We'll see you next time. Nothing but love always. Love Revolution.